guys, welcome back to my first memory plan with me and my first video in my new planner. So I am using this beautiful kit from Planner Goddess Studio. It's called Summer BBQ, and as you can see it's very pastel-y and giving you summer vibes. I am memory planning using my Hobonichi cousin, so that's what I brought with me to Sydney and Newcastle, and I wrote in it with fine liners just to denote what I did during the day. And now I'm going to put all of that information into my EC. Bringing lots of stickers from different stores, and I'll link all the codes and things down below. And I'm also bringing in some washi. I didn't overly like the washi from the kit, and I wanted to bring in some foil because it's a very special week as our friends got married. So I thought bringing in some Simply Gilded hollow washi was a good idea. I don't even know where to begin. This was a pretty incredible week. So we started the week off being in Sydney. So my partner and I and our good friend Bungers stayed in Sydney. It was a pretty budget motel hotel thing because the original plan was to stay 2 nights in the Blue Mountains and explore the Blue Mountains and stuff, but because it is on fire, rip to most of Australia that's on fire, we decided not to stay in the Airbnb there, and short notice stayed in Sydney. So it was just a little room with only 3 single beds and not even a bathroom. So each of the floors had a communal bathroom, one for the ladies, one for the gentlemen, and so it was like $30 each per person per night kind of thing, like real budget. And that was pretty great because it was right in the middle of town and I got to explore Sydney. The boys and I did some exploring and had lots and lots of bubble tea, which was pretty yummy as well. So Sydney was good. We had a good couple of feeds, and we went to the aquarium, and yeah, it was good to be in Sydney for 2 days. And luckily the smoke and stuff where we were wasn't too bad, but unfortunately I wasn't able to catch up with my Sydney pals Em and Mel, but you know, they've been on the watch and act because the fires have been pretty close to their place, so obviously that's more important. So yeah, on Monday was our last day in Sydney, so we packed up everything and travelled from Sydney to Newcastle. The original plan was to take a train from Sydney all the way to Newcastle, but Gosford to Waiwong, I think it was, there were track work and stuff because of the fires, so we weren't able to go all the way. We would have to catch a bus and then a train from Waiwong. But luckily, Bungers' lady friend, now girlfriend, which is exciting, lives in Gosford, and she was coming up to Newcastle that night anyway, so we actually got a lift from her, which was great. So we road tripped it from Gosford all the way to Newcastle. We then got ourselves all set up in our Airbnb in Newcastle. So I'm pretty happy with the Airbnb actually. It was an old converted warehouse that was turned into kind of like a loft. So it had 3 bedrooms, which had a queen and 2 kings in it. So that was really great for the 6 of us. So it was myself and Mr. Planner Bliss, and then it was Sticker Thief and Mr. Sticker Thief, and then our friend Bungers, his girlfriend, stayed with us for 2 nights as well. So there was a 6 of us for 2 nights, and then for the rest of the 5 nights, so we had a total of a week there. For the other 5 nights, it was just the 5 of us. And so it had a kitchen, a lounge room, dining room area, and then it had a laundry that had 1 toilet, and then it also had a bathroom with another toilet. So for this 5 of us, having 2 bathrooms was really handy. Once we got settled into our Airbnb, we had dinner with our friends that were getting married. So the couple that were getting married are Lewis and Nina, and my partner had a real hankering for carbonara, so we're like, let's do Italian. So the place that they would normally go for Italian was actually closed, and so we let the couple who lived in Newcastle choose the place for dinner. We rock up and they only had 3 pastas, so it was like, the waitress called it a red sauce, a white sauce, and the 2 others, and so we're like, an Italian restaurant that just calls it like a red sauce and a white sauce, we were a bit iffy. And So we got the food. It was really weird and like doughy, and it didn't taste very nice. Dylan's was better than mine, I thought. I had the creamy zucchini and he had the amatricana, I think it was. But then I started feeling really hot and really unwell in the stomach. I already knew that Dylan was sick for one day when we were in Sydney, so I'm like, oh no, hopefully I don't have that. So it was a really stuffy little restaurant as well, so I got out and went for a walk up and down the street. And then we left, and turns out the restaurant was entirely vegan. So that was, like, it would have been okay if we knew that beforehand, but turns out nobody knew. Like, it wasn't on their, well, they said it wasn't on their website or anything. So, yeah. Yeah, no one really liked the food, not even the vegan. So if you're in Newcastle, I would not recommend going to Pinos, even though it was the second highly rated Italian restaurant. We just didn't like it and I felt sick afterwards. So yeah, that was Monday. We also played lots of games. So the good thing about Dill's friends, because Lewis and Nina were mainly Dill's friends, and then me dating Dill has allowed me to become friends with both of them in their own right. They really like board games, and they're kind of who got me into board games as well, so they're to blame. So we played board games that night. Tuesday we went to Black Butt Reserve. Sounds a bit weird, but it was amazing. So it was this little, not really little, this reserve in Newcastle that you can walk around on like a boardwalk up in the like forest, and then do little enclosures and see like koalas and sugar gliders and wombats and emus, and it was a really, really good day. We were there for about 2 hours, and Bungers is really into like animals and stuff, so he was pointing out all the different animals, and was really, really cool seeing him identify pretty much all of the birds and stuff that were there. Then we had roast chicken rolls for lunch, and then Maya and I actually caught up with Meg from Hamilton Print Co. So shout out to you, Meg. It was absolutely phenomenal hanging out with you and making you try bubble tea. That was probably one of my favourite days in Newcastle, aside from, the wedding, but that was such a great day. And then Wednesday was the hens. So the maid of honour had set up this whole thing where there was a scavenger hunt, and then we were going to go to escape room in the Maitland jail, and then there was like a party at one of the girls' houses. So myself and Maya tagged along for the scavenger hunt in the morning, and then we went to a place that did $10 cocktails and $15 lunches, so that was really yummy. We had a French martini each, which highly recommend. They were delicious. And then we went to the Maitland jail and did an escape room. Maya and I did it quite quickly. She hadn't done one before. I love escape rooms, so it was really good having a Ravenclaw and myself, who'd done a few escape rooms before. We were a really good combination. And then we headed back to Nina's place, got changed into our 80s workout gear for the hens night, and then went to one of Nina's friends' place for the hens and had some drinks and got up to shenanigans. So little side note there, the friend who hosted the hens is also dating Nina's dad, so that was very interesting. The Thursday was the Bucks party, so the boys all dressed up in Pokemon and got the Buck to dress up as Ash, and they all went go-karting, and it would have looked really, really cool having Ash try and catch all the Pokemon with a Pokeball kind of thing, so that was really cute. So Thursday and Friday I didn't feel too great, so Thursday I didn't get up to much apart from hanging out with my friend Sophie. So Sophie and I met in Wollongong a couple of years ago when we were on placement, and really hit it off for that whole week that she was there. She then came back to Newcastle, and we kept in contact ever since, talking about Drag Race and stuff like that. So I actually got a manicure and pedicure, and we spent the afternoon together, which was nice. And then Maya, myself and Nina spent some time together in the evening and had a really nice Thai meal, and yeah, just let the boys be boys. And then the Friday, as I said, I felt sick, so I was pretty much in bed all day. just, I had a migraine, and then I had like a constant tummy ache, which was not very nice, but I thought if I had a rest day today, I'll feel better tomorrow for the wedding. So on Saturday, I got my hair and makeup done with the bride and the maid of honor, and I essentially became part of the bridal party, which I wasn't expecting. It was so beautiful. I even was asked to walk Nina down the aisle with the maid of honor, so I was really touched that she wanted me part of her ceremony, because like I'm friends with her in her own right. But yeah, it was really lovely. I got my makeup done and I absolutely loved it. It was like this kind of burgundy rose gold smoky eye. Now, I normally hate rose gold, but on eyeshadow it is phenomenal. Now, what set this wedding apart from the other weddings that I've been to recently is that it was very light-hearted, and after they did their very quick ceremony and very quick vows, which were quite touching as well, there was an hour circus show. It was fucking awesome. Like, there was people climbing up and down silks, and there was like a trapeze that there were two people like holding on to each other, and I haven't been to a circus. I think I went when I was a kid, but I don't remember, so this is essentially the first time I've been to the circus, and it was so cool, and especially to have it at a wedding too. So the reason why they had that is because Nina's dad pretty much runs the circus, and a lot of their friends are circus people, so that was really touching that they put that on for free. And then right at the end, they did like a Dungeons and Dragons and Lord of the Rings kind of act that also had circus stuff in it, which was crazy cool. And then kind of near the end, it then turned into like Shrek. So Shrek showed up and was like battling the orcs, and then the dragon showed up, and it was so great. It was really good wedding. And I had a really good time hanging out with friends, and yeah, it was a really lovely wedding. The cute little penguins are from Synyster Designs, and I just thought they went perfectly. And then on Sunday, as you can see, knackered, had a lazy day. We went to this place called 8 Bulls, which looked like nothing from the outside, but when you went in and saw the burgers, they were phenomenal. Like, I think they're called dad bod specialists. Like, you would become diabetic if you had that every week. Like, they were intense. So, we spent Sunday not doing much. And then Monday we left Newcastle fairly early to catch the train to Sydney. Got in there at 12. And then at 2:30 we flew from Sydney to Albury and got in at 4:30. So all in all, it was a really fantastic trip. We were away for about 10 days. Really missed our dogs. And also a shout out to Mr. Sticker Thief, Chris, if you're watching. Thanks so much for driving us everywhere. Here is the rest of the kit. I really loved using this kit. I think it turned out really beautifully, and I love the accents of the foils that I've put into it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this memory plan with me. There will be another couple of memory plan with me's on my channel, just so I get up to date with my spreads. Alright, thanks so much for watching, guys. Catch ya.